Good afternoon, one and all. This is Shruti Simhadri. Today I am going to discuss about data types used in C. Here, first of all, we have to know what is a data type. It specifies the type of data that a variable can store. In C language is rich in its data types, storage representations, and machine instructions to derive constants differ from machine to machine. The variety of data types available allow the programmer to select the type appropriate to the needs of the application as well as the machine. Here we are having four classes of data types. The first one is the primary data type. Second one is user defined data type. Third one is derived data types. And the fourth one is empty data set. These are the four primary data types in C. Okay, so those four primary data types are integral, character, float, and the fourth one is double. Okay, so these are the primary data types we are having in C. Okay, so for representing character data types, we are using a keyword called char. For representing integral data items, we are using a data type called int. For representing floating point values, we have to use a data type called float. And for representing double precision values, we have to use a keyword called double. Okay, so integer occupies 2 bytes of memory. Okay, so here integer occupies 2 bytes of memory. If you want to say in bit weight, integer occupies 16 bits. Integer occupies 16 bits or 2 bytes of memory, and the range of the integer is minus 327,682 plus 32767. Okay, so if it is a signed integer, it will occupy minus 327,682 plus 32767. Okay, so and character occupies 1 byte of memory. Okay, so we can say in bit width form, it occupies 8 bits. Okay, so here character occupies 8 bits of memory. Okay, so the range for this character is, if it is a unsigned character, it occupies 0 to 255 range. Okay, so otherwise if it is a signed character, it has the range of 128 to minus 128 to plus 127. Okay, so in the next one is floating point value. Okay, so here float data type occupies 4 bytes of memory. Okay, so otherwise we can say it occupies 32 bits. The range for this float is 3.4 e minus 38 to 3.4 e plus 308, sorry, 38. Okay, so this is the range of the float value. And if we are considering double, okay, so it occupies 8 bytes of memory. Otherwise we can say 64 bit width is there for double. Okay, so the range for this double data type is 3.4 1.7 e 1.7 e minus 308 to 1.7 e plus 308. Okay, so these are the ranges and the bit widths which are occupied by our primary data types. Okay, so here we can also look into the type modifiers which we are having in primary data. The basic data types may have various modifiers preceding them. A modifier is used to alter the meaning of these base types to fit the needs of various situations more precisely. Various type modifiers are short, long, unsigned, signed. For example, generally integer occupies 2 bytes of memory. A signed integer uses 1 bit for sign and 15 bits for the magnitude of the number. Unsigned integer uses all the bits for the magnitude of the number. Long integer occupies 4 bytes of memory. Short long will be used based on the word size of the machine and values. Okay, so and the next type of data type is a user defined data type. In this user defined data type, we can define our own values. Okay, so here some of the user defined data types are arrays, arrays, functions, structures, pointers, etc. Okay, so what do you mean by array? Array is a collection of similar data items. Suppose you want to group similar data items under a single name, you have to use arrays. Okay, so like that we can define user defined data types. And the next one is derived data types. Okay, so these derived data types again classified into two. Okay, so one is type def and the other one is enum. Okay, so here type def C supports a feature known as type definition that allows user to define an identifier that would represent an existing data type. The user defined data type can later be used to declare variables. It takes a general form. Okay, so the general form of representing this type def is, okay, so you have to use a keyword called type def. Then after you have to write the data type. Okay, so after that you have to write the identifier name. Okay, so in this way we can uh, use the type definition. Okay, so this is the syntax for defining type def. Okay, so for example, okay, so here we want to represent machines array which is of integer data type. Okay, so you can write like this: type def int. Okay, so machines, machines of 5. Okay, so here machine is an identifier. Okay, so here this array represents 5 machines which is of machine type. Okay, so here is same as like machine 1. Okay, machine 1 with 5 items, machine 2 with 5 items in it, and machine 3 with 5 items in it, so on. Okay, so notice that the type def does not represent a new C data type. Rather, a type def is simply a shorthand for the attribute list that a data item can assume. A type def is most often used with fairly long and complex data declarations. The advantages of using a type def is, first, it allows you to consolidate complex data types into a single word that you can use in subsequent data definitions. This can help minimize typing mistakes when you use long data definitions frequently in a program. Let us see another example here. Okay, so here I'm using typedef for defining a string. Okay, so string is of character data type. Here string is of character data type. Okay, okay. So for this string, I am going to define string variables like message and prompt. Okay, so whenever I am declaring like this, it makes it clear that message and prompt are string data types. Finally, a typedef makes it easier to change an attribute list when needed. Okay, so in the next type of derived data type is enum. We can call this as enumerated data type. It was added to the C language as part of the ANSI standard. It provides stronger type checking for named constants in C. Enumerated data type is significantly different from named constants that you might use with the hash defined preprocessor directive. Okay, so the syntax or general form for defining this enumerated data type is enum. Okay, so then you have to enter enum name, enumerated data type name. Then you can enter enumerated constant values like e constant 1, e const 2, and so on. Okay, so where enum name is the name of the enumeration, and e const 1 through e const and represents a list of enumeration constants. It is the enumeration constants that are the named constants for the enumerated data type. Okay, so let us consider an example. Okay, so here I am writing enum and sex, which is related to enumerated name, and the next enumeration constants I am using here is male and female. Okay, so here male and female are the enumeration constants. Okay, so next sex is known as enumeration name, and the next one enum is known as enumerated data type specifier. Okay, so the statement declares an enumeration the namesakes, the declaration simply creates a model from which you can create enum variables. The member list is of the sex enumerated type consists of two constants named male and female. Okay, so this is about the enumerated data type, and the last type of data which we are having is the empty data set. Okay, so the void type has three uses. The first is to declare explicitly a function is returning no value. The second is to declare explicitly a function having no parameters. And the third is that to create generic pointers, we are using this empty data set. Okay, so these are the four types of data types which we are using in C. I hope you can understand. Thank you for watching this video.